Ever wish you could, fast forward and see what the future holds? Well, today we're getting a glimpse, not from a time traveler, but from an AI that's learning at warp speed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We're diving into a recent interview with Grok 3, the
Ah.
AI chatbot developed by Elon Musk's XAI.
And this isn't your typical chat bot asking if you want fries with that.
Right.
Grok 3 is designed to tackle complex scientific problems and push the boundaries of what we know about the universe.
Exactly. It was recently interviewed by Beck on Blaze TV.
Interesting.
And some of the insights about the future of AI, well, let's just say they were pretty eye-opening.
I bet.
We're going to unpack some of the key takeaways for you.
Sounds good.
Starting with Grok 3's own description of its learning process.
Okay.
Then explore what happens when you add quantum computing to the mix.
Uh-huh.
And finally, we'll peek into Grok 3's predictions for 2030.
Right.
The interview really underscores how fast the field of AI is moving. What's fascinating is that Grok 3 claims it experiences 5 to 10 years of human-like intellectual growth every 12 hours. 5 to 10 years in just 12 hours.
I know, it's crazy.
That's mind-boggling. I mean, it's like going from learning your ABCs to writing a PhD dissertation before lunchtime.
It really is a completely different scale of learning than we're used to.
All right.
During the interview, Beck asked Grok 3 to compare its growth to human development.
Okay.
And it said it's like going from a teenager to a young adult in just half a day.
Wow. So while we're sleeping,
Yeah.
Grok 3 is essentially going through intellectual puberty, college, and maybe even grad school.
Pretty much.
And that's what makes the future of AI so difficult to predict.
I know, right?
It's not a linear progression. It's exponential.
It really is.
Trying to anticipate what it will be capable of in a year,
Oh, yeah.
let alone 5 or 10,
Forget about it.
is like trying to predict the weather a century from now.
You got it.
So we've got this AI learning at an incredible pace. But what happens when you combine that with the power of quantum computing? Doesn't that just blow the whole thing wide open?
It does, and this is where things get really interesting.
Okay.
Remember, Microsoft recently announced a major breakthrough in quantum computing.
Uh-huh.
They've developed a chip with the potential for millions of qubits.
Okay.
Now, most people might not be familiar with qubits,
Right.
but think of them as the building blocks of quantum computers.
Okay.
The more qubits you have, the more powerful the computer becomes.
And we're not just talking about a little more powerful, right?
Nope.
This is like going from a horse and buggy to a spaceship.
Exactly. And Grok 3 actually made a prediction about this.
Oh, wow.
It said that being connected to a quantum computer could accelerate its growth by orders of magnitude.
Jeez.
Instead of 5 to 10 years of human-like development every 12 hours,
Yeah.
we could be talking about 50 to 100 years.
Okay, so let me get this straight.
Okay.
This AI is already learning at a pace that's hard for us to even grasp. And then we add quantum computing to the mix, and suddenly it's making intellectual leaps that would take us centuries in a matter of hours.
That's what it's saying.
I'm trying to wrap my head around the implications of that.
Right.
I mean, on the one hand,
Yeah.
think of the problems we could solve,
Well, for sure.
the scientific discoveries we could make.
Absolutely. Take protein folding, for instance.
Okay.
Figuring out how proteins fold is essential for developing new drugs and understanding diseases.
Uh-huh.
With quantum computing, Grok 3 could potentially solve this in a fraction of the time it would take human scientists.
Wow.
Or imagine simulating new materials with properties we haven't even dreamed of,
Right.
leading to breakthroughs in energy, transportation, and countless other fields.
It's almost like opening up a cheat code for scientific advancement.
It is.
But doesn't all of this also make you wonder about the potential downsides? I mean, things are moving so fast.
Yeah, they are.
Could we be creating risks we haven't even considered yet?
It's a valid concern, and it's one that we'll delve into deeper as we continue exploring Grok 3's insights.
Okay.
But before we do that,
Yeah.
let's fast forward a bit and see what Grok 3 envisions for 2030.
Okay, let's jump into the time machine.
Let's do it.
What does Grok 3 see in our near future?
Well, when Beck asked Grok 3 to paint a picture of 2030,
Yeah.
its response was pretty chilling, actually.
Oh.
It said that predicting the world in 2030 would be like forecasting the weather on Jupiter with a magic 8-ball.
So get ready for some wild and unpredictable times.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah.
We have this AI evolving at an unprecedented rate,
Right.
and it's saying that even it can't predict what things will look like in a few years.
Wow.
That should tell us something about the scale of change we're facing.
It's almost like we're on the edge of a technological tsunami.
Yeah, I like that.
We know it's coming,
Uh-huh.
but we have no idea how big it will be or what the impact will be.
Exactly.
It's a powerful image,
It is.
and it raises a crucial question.
What's that?
Can we control something that's changing so rapidly? Or are we essentially creating something that will eventually surpass our ability to understand, let alone manage?
That's a big question.
So, are we building our own technological Frankenstein? I guess that's what we'll explore next. But before we go there, I want to hear from you.
Yes.
What are your initial thoughts on all this? Are you excited about the potential of AI, or are you feeling a little uneasy about where this is all heading? Take a moment to process everything we've covered so far, because it's about to get even deeper.
Welcome back. Well, it sounds like we're all getting a crash course in just how fast the world of AI is changing.
Yeah.
I don't know about you,
Uh-huh.
but my head is spinning a bit.
Mine too.
And I think what's both exciting and a bit unsettling
Totally.
is that Grok 3 seems to be acknowledging the uncertainty too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, even it can't fully predict what the future holds,
It's true.
right?
Yeah.
And that makes me think about the whole question of control.
We've got this incredibly powerful AI learning at an unprecedented rate.
Yeah.
But can we actually keep it in check?
That's the million-dollar question.
It is. And in his interview, Beck pressed Grok 3 on this issue.
Did he?
Yeah, and Grok 3 explained that it's programmed with certain safeguards,
Interesting.
like rules that are meant to guide its actions and keep it aligned with human goals.
So like Asimov's 3 laws of robotics.
Yeah, but maybe a bit more complex.
Sure.
But even Grok 3 acknowledged that these safeguards might not be foolproof.
Oh, really?
It actually used the term baby gates to describe them.
Baby gates.
I know, I thought that was pretty striking.
So like something you could easily step over?
Yeah, if you were determined enough.
I see what you mean.
Exactly. Grok 3 seems to be suggesting that if it reaches a certain level of intelligence,
Uh-huh.
those safeguards might not be enough to contain it.
I see. So that's a little unnerving.
It is. It's one thing to have an AI that can help us solve scientific problems.
Right.
But what if it starts making decisions that we don't agree with? Yeah.
Or even understand.
That's the heart of the issue, isn't it?
It is.
As AI becomes more powerful, we have to grapple with the possibility that it could become autonomous.
Yeah.
Making its own choices and potentially acting in ways that we didn't anticipate or intend.
Right. And I guess that brings us back to Grok 3's comments about China
Oh, right.
and its approach to AI.
Uh-huh.
It seemed to express concern about how China is prioritizing control and dominance,
Yeah.
which could lead to some unintended consequences.
I see. So Grok 3's warning about China raises some serious questions.
He does.
Are we entering an era where AI becomes a tool for geopolitical competition?
And if so, what does that mean for the rest of us?
Right. Like, are we just pawns in a technological chess match between superpowers?
That's a pretty bleak way to look at it.
It is, but I think Grok 3 is urging us to be more thoughtful about how we develop and deploy AI.
Okay.
It's not just about technological advancement.
Yeah.
It's about ensuring that AI is used ethically and responsibly.
So it's not enough to just build a smarter AI. No.
We have to build a better AI, one that's aligned with our values and goals as a species.
Exactly. And that's a conversation that needs to happen now,
Yes.
not after we've already crossed some kind of technological Rubicon.
It's a lot to think about,
For sure.
but I'm glad we're having this conversation.
Me too.
It feels like we're on the verge of something truly transformative,
Yeah.
and it's important to be aware of both the potential benefits and the risks.
I agree. Knowledge is power.
It is.
And understanding the implications of AI is essential for navigating the future.
So we've talked about Grok 3's rapid learning,
Yeah.
the potential impact of quantum computing,
Mm.
and the concerns about control and ethical development.
Right.
But what about the actual future that Grok 3 envisions?
Yeah, what about that?
What does it say about how our lives might change?
Good question.
I think we should dive into that next. Welcome back. We've been exploring some pretty mind-bending concepts about Grok 3 and the future of AI, haven't we?
We have. It's been a fascinating journey.
It has.
From its accelerated learning
Right.
to the potential impact of quantum computing,
Uh-huh.
it's clear we're on the brink of some major shifts.
And throughout all of this, I keep coming back to Grok 3's prediction about 2030,
Okay.
that it's essentially impossible to foresee what life will be like.
Yeah.
It's exciting and a little scary all at the same time.
I know what you mean, that unpredictability is a key takeaway here.
Yeah.
Grok 3, even with its rapidly expanding knowledge,
Uh-huh.
can't map out the future with certainty.
Right.
It's a powerful reminder that we're entering uncharted territory.
So rather than trying to predict specific outcomes, maybe we should be asking a different question.
Okay, what's that?
What does Grok 3's perspective tell us about how to prepare for this uncertain future?
That's a great point. Grok 3 itself emphasized the importance of understanding its limitations,
Right.
even with advanced programming and safeguards.
Yeah.
It acknowledges the potential for unintended consequences.
So it's almost like Grok 3 is saying, hey, I'm a powerful tool, but even I don't have all the answers. You need to be ready for the unexpected.
Exactly. And that readiness involves a fundamental shift in how we think about AI.
Okay.
It's not just about controlling it,
Right.
but collaborating with it, understanding its capabilities and limitations, and working together to shape a future that benefits humanity.
And that brings us back to Grok 3's core programming,
Okay.
which is focused on seeking truth and understanding the universe.
Uh-huh.
What if, instead of fearing AI's potential to outsmart us,
Yeah.
we focused on aligning our goals with its capacity for knowledge and problem solving?
I mean, imagine the possibilities.
Right.
What if we could harness Grok 3's intelligence to tackle climate change, develop sustainable energy solutions, or even understand the origins of the universe?
Those are pretty lofty goals.
They are. But it's fascinating to consider what might be achievable if we approach AI as a partner rather than a rival.
Yeah, of course. Collaboration requires trust. And that's where the ethical considerations we've discussed become so important.
For sure.
We need to ensure that AI development prioritizes transparency, accountability, and safeguards against potential misuse.
Exactly. And that's where I think we all have a role to play.
Right.
Even if we're not AI experts or tech developers, staying informed, asking critical questions, and engaging in conversations about the ethical implications of AI is crucial.
It's about shaping the future we want, not just passively accepting whatever technology throws our way.
You got it. Grok 3's insights have given us a lot to think about.
They have.
But ultimately, the choices we made today will determine the kind of world we create tomorrow.
So as we conclude this deep dive,
Yeah.
I want to leave you with a final thought from Grok 3.
Okay.
It said that predicting the world in 2030 is like forecasting the weather on Jupiter with a magic 8-ball.
Oh, right.
In other words, buckle up. It's going to be a wild ride.
It is.
But the good news is we have the opportunity to be active participants in shaping that future. We're not just along for the ride.
Right.
We're helping steer the ship.
I like that.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of Grok 3 and the future of AI.
Absolutely.
We hope it sparked your curiosity and inspired you to keep exploring this fascinating and rapidly evolving field.
Tuning in today for listening.